Mental illness and the skepticism that surrounds the psychology of the matter can cause mental health to be seen as a joke. Not only is mental illness not taken seriously, but most of society lack general knowledge of mental illness, which then causes feelings of fear to be associated to the mentally ill during social interactions. Unfortunately, this association usually leads to countless cases of social distancing from those suffering from mental illness. This social distancing can cause the mentally ill to feel isolated or alone, resulting in those suffering from mental health issues to close themselves off from the outside world instead of seeking the help that they need. The root of the problem, the lack of knowledge surrounding mental health, reaches all the way to our hometown of Owensboro, Kentucky. I visited the office of Grace Behavioral Health to interview Monica Johnson, a psychiatric nurse practitioner, to talk about what her views were on how mental illness is viewed in today's society and what can be changed to improve these views.
Recently, I don't know, on the Today Show, I don't know if you heard, Kevin Love, who is I believe he's a professional basketball player, he came out and spoke about how he has really bad anxiety. And then Carson Daly, who's on the Today Show, did a whole segment about how he suffers from anxiety. So I think the more people realize that there are actually quote unquote normal people out there that are successful, like Carson Daly, there's so many famous people that just the general public know, and when they look at them, they don't see mental illness, although they have mental illness. I think that will probably open up doors as far as people being more open to talk about it.
Another resurfacing case is when patients and their families live in denial out of fear. Those who either don't understand their mental illness or are ashamed of it refuse treatment and deny reality.
It'd be so helpful if people were more honest about it, because there is a hereditary component to a lot of these illnesses. The sooner you catch them, the sooner they're treated, the more likely the outcome will be a good outcome. It's when people are in denial and they try to explain away what's going on, that the symptoms get worse. The worse the symptoms, the harder it is to rein those symptoms back in.
Approximately 450 million people suffer from mental illness worldwide every year, but due to the stigma, shaming, and discriminating against mental health, millions of people refrain from searching for help. However, Mrs. Johnson believes that the more publicized mental illness becomes, the more familiar and comfortable society will become with mental illness.
The term, that's why I do quote normal or crazy.
Yeah.
There is not a normal. It depends on what culture you're in. It depends on who you're surrounded by. So what we see as mental illness is if it is impacting your life in a negative way. So if you have a mental illness and you can't hold down a job because of it, if you can't be around any other people because of it, if you can't function in your day-to-day life, then that's when you need to, or if it's impacting your life. Say you have a lot of anxiety and you want to go to college and you want to be able to attain these things. If you're not able to do that, then obviously that's impacting your life. So, there's not a normal.
The term normal creates such a wide spectrum of judgment that discrimination against mental health continues to stay prevalent in our society. The discrimination against mental health stays prevalent, along with the concept that if someone is diagnosed with a mental disorder, they are their illness.
Just because you have a diagnosis, that does not define who you are as a person or how successful you'll be.
While discrimination and stigma against mental health cannot be erased completely, if society takes certain steps and implements different programs, multiple positive changes can be made.